Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a brace, boy.
Cool intro.
Yeah, man. It took a minute to get there. But I recorded all that from my phone. I'm here with is Slaton or Slaton? I don't want to get it wrong.
Slaton.
I'm here with Trent
That's right.
Slaton, good friend of mine, a supporter of mixed martial arts, owner of the Yum Tree,
Yum Tree.
Lead singer of Country Case.
That's right.
All right. So how? Tell us a little about the Yum Tree. How'd that come about?
Well, the Yum Tree's been there for years. It's been there probably around 35 years, I guess. And I was fortunate enough to buy it 5 years ago from a friend of mine.
Was it always called the Yum Tree?
It has been.
I didn't know that.
It has been. And that's been funny stories too. But I just walked in one day. I was actually working for a food service company, and he looked down and out, and I said, "Man, just sell this to me." And he said, "You don't want this." And 2 months later, it happened. So,
oh man, poor guy. How is he?
He's
now?
good. He's good. I think he's happy now.
Happy now, man.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, dude. So we tried to go eat there last night. And we went to the the movie theater y'all got.
Yeah.
Such a nice
Yeah,
movie
it is.
theater, dude. I feel like a big suave person when I go in
yeah.
those sweats up there. And it's a nice place, man. We really enjoy it. But so we were trying to figure out where we were gonna eat and stuff. And I was like, we'll go eat at the Yum Tree because he's coming on the podcast tomorrow. And then I got to thinking, I remembered you had said something.
Yeah, lunch only.
Why were y'all closed? Oh, it's only for lunch.
Yeah. We're 9:30 to 2:30 every day.
What all
so
kind
that's why.
I didn't know that. What all kind of food do y'all serve?
So, well, Monday we have a different special every day, but we do some things every day, like chicken. We don't do we do like chicken salad every day, and pasta salad and crab salad and stuff like that. But like Mondays we do chicken casserole, and Tuesday we do taco salad. Wednesday's chicken and dressing. Thursday is spaghetti, and then Friday's taco salad, chicken Creole.
We have to come try some of the food. You said Saturday or never Saturday?
No Saturday, just Monday through Friday.
That's the hard part for me.
Yeah, I know.
I work over here is the thing.
Yeah, and the thing about it is we try to we've kicked around the idea of maybe opening on some Friday nights or something.
That'd be cool.
The problem is employees, man.
Yeah, no one wants to do that.
You know how it is. I mean, I'm lucky to have the ones I have, but it's hard to find people to work, man.
Yeah, the ones you got are really good, and the ones you don't got,
yeah,
you ain't gonna get, man. We have I do some hiring, and it's hard. Like I'm trying to fill a forklift spot right now,
right?
And almost all the time, almost everybody's like jumping at a forklift.
Yeah,
you don't got to get off of it for the most part. You're gonna pick some stuff up, set some stuff down, but more often than not, you're gonna be on that lift.
Right.
And man, I've had a hard time with it.
I know.
I've had a hard time.
I know.
So it's a rude question, but it's not. How old are you?
46.
Oh man, that's not even crazy. Big guy though. Big all your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did you lift weights? Big family. What's that?
I've not lifted like I should have. I've trained a little bit. A few years ago, I trained seriously for the old timers football games that we were playing.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember those.
I remember those. My dad played Matthew McAlpin.
Really?
You know
Does
him?
he play for the North?
I don't know.
Where did he go to high school?
Sylvania.
Oh yeah, then he played for the North. And it's funny that you say that because my dad played, and that's when it kind of hits how old I am.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it was fun. No, I graduated. I was 6'5", weighed about 265.
That's wild.
And then now I'm same height and spread out a little bit. I'm about 385 right now. So
I'm 5'9". My driver's license says 5'11", and I think it still says 175 or something. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm nowhere close to that. But I'm not going to correct them.
No, I don't know. I think my driver's license is 340 or something.
Why is the DMV so horrible to go to? Why does no one want to go?
Well,
it's a good question. Didn't see that one coming.
No, I tell you, some of the people that I've seen in front of me and come in after me, that's probably one of the reasons. But I think they deal with a lot of people that don't come in prepared, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
And then they can't explain it to them.
Why didn't you wear deodorant today?
The little things.
Yeah, okay.
In this little room.
And the ladies are always been very polite. A little rude, but overall nice.
Yeah.
What about Country Case, man?
So Country Case, I was actually looking at it yesterday. It's kind of funny. We started about, I want to say it was almost 17 years ago. We threw a little thing together, and a buddy of mine said, why don't we start a band? And I was like, I don't know about that, And 17 years later, and, he played guitar for me for a long time, and he had a couple kids, and I guess they call it growing up. He
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
up and got out of it, but
Oh man,
we had a whole lot of fun. We still have fun. I've got a couple of guys that's been with me for I think 12 or 13 years now. So we really we just have fun with it, man. I told them, people say, when you gonna quit? And I said, well, if I'm not doing it for majority of my living when I'm 40, I'm quitting at 40. And I'm 46 and I'm still not doing it for the majority of my living. So
yeah, I get that.
when it's not fun anymore is when I'll quit, but we still have fun with it.
It's hard to step away from things that you love doing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, it's so hard, and
almost impossible.
Oh yeah. I mean and music is one of those things. I tell everybody that music is my medicine. I don't hunt. I don't fish.
I didn't know. I would have thought you was a hunter and a fisher.
Everybody thought I probably, just because I'm from Geraldine,
Yeah,
I grew
yeah,
up in Geraldine, so everybody's got to hunt and
Yeah,
fish.
that's everybody here.
And I don't have the patience. I can't be still. I know it doesn't look like it, but I can't be still, and hunting and fishing requires that sometimes, I think. And
I could not fish. Hunting, I've shot one deer in my life, and I clipped its spine when I did it.
Yeah.
So I had to shoot it again.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, like, I'm way over prepared to kill this animal.
Yeah.
I am more than this is not a sport to me.
Right.
This took no skill. I had to pull a trigger and hit it from like a football field away. Third shot took me 3 shots. But I just remember thinking, like, this guy could not do anything for me to not do it. Now I got some meat out of it,
right.
but also I was like, I can buy meat at the store. I can buy deer meat at the store. This was not an athletic endeavor. This was not fun to me. Poor guy is crippled as he dies. And I haven't shot a deer since. Now I do think I'm gonna, if I gotta find out the legalities of it, my dog's a hound dog. And she wants to hunt. She does hunt. She brings us rabbits. She brings us chickens. I don't know where those come from.
You might have just told on yourself.
So I think it's my chickens.
Sorry,
we think
neighbors.
our chickens are like living in the woods now.
Oh,
we
okay.
don't know. We're hoping it was our chicken. That or another coyote got a chicken, didn't eat it all. She grabs it, but she every morning when she wakes up, she goes out the door and she does this huge crazy square around the area. That's her jam. It's what she does. She'll bring home a squirrel, a rabbit, a bird here and there. She wants to hunt and I don't hunt. So what I would like to do, if I can find out the legalities of it, is kill some birds. Not like just to kill them.
Right.
I would cook some, preferably kill a bird I can cook, and then let her, go hunt them and get them and stuff. And I think she'd really like that.
Yeah.
If that's legal and moral,
who knows anymore?
I don't know the straight up on it. So when did you, like, I know you said you bought the Yum Tree from a friend. When did you, like, what made you realize I can cook? I can run a restaurant.
Well, I've been in food service.
Do you cook at the Yum Tree?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
And me and my brother actually had a food truck.
Okay.
For probably about 3 years before I bought the restaurant, and but I worked for a company in Gadsden called Osborne Brothers Food Service, and I think it's called Osborne Food Service now. But great people, I love them, and I was just always around. I worked there for 10 years before I bought the restaurant, and that kind of sparked my interest in it. And so me and my brother, we're always doing crazy stuff. So we bought a food truck, and that was fun.
Oh yeah.
That was
I'd love to have a food truck with beer.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a food truck with drinks, man. Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's and so that was a lot of work, but it was fun, and that kind of got me on what I wanted to do. That's when we started doing hamburgers, and the food truck was we could do barbecue on it. It was barbecue burgers, and we even did taco bars off of it and stuff like that. But that kind of sparked my interest in, like, people. I've always been a people person. Worked in the public, and so when the restaurant came available, I was just like, I think I'm gonna do this. And I never thought I'd own a restaurant, but I've always enjoyed cooking. I mean, like, even growing up, probably my favorite meal to cook is breakfast. We don't have breakfast at the restaurant, but that's probably
gotcha. You like making breakfast?
Chocolate gravy, and
now I don't even eat chocolate gravy. I like gravy.
Yeah, white gravy.
Yeah, I like white gravy. But now I get what you mean. A lot of people swear by that chocolate gravy.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, I was right. That might be why I'm so big now. Now I'm thinking about it. My mama used to cook it all the time.
There's something cozy about cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't normally eat breakfast. I'll eat like once I get to work and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I was to like cook me gravy and bacon and eggs stuff, I fall
Yeah.
asleep at work, man. It's
I
my-
like my favorite is dinner, like breakfast for dinner.
kids too. I was
yeah.
gonna say that, man. I
Yeah.
was gonna say that. The
Yeah.
kids too, man.
Yeah, it's
They're like,
it's
can we
good.
have breakfast or supper? Like,
Yeah,
yes, dude,
absolutely you can.
100% we can.
Absolutely. You can.
This is like my third day of eating good. I had a cheat day yesterday,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to like get back in the swing of things, trying to like
Yeah.
get practice rolling again. And dude, it's hard to eat
I can't
good.
imagine.
It
Y'all,
sucks.
y'all are a special breed when it comes to that. 'Cause
I don't know that it's gonna happen. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to eat good. It's hard. My wife makes so much good stuff. She makes potato soup that's so good. She
Mhm.
makes a lasagna that's so good. I
Yeah.
like a lot of people like dessert. I don't like dessert.
So you might need cheat weeks instead
Oh,
of cheat days.
cheat years.
Yeah,
It turns into
that's
something
whatever, yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
I like the entree. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't care for dessert. I'll eat it
Yeah.
if we've got some here and
That's
there.
kind of me. I mean,
I like food, man.
yeah. Just set me up at a buffet, man. You know.
That's cool. Yeah, me too. Now my granddad, you remember, the Chinese buffet at Albertville?
Oh, do I? Chow King.
Yeah,
Come on
Chow
now.
King. Okay.
Absolutely.
So now I've only took my kids there one time. We don't go to Albertville all the time, but they've only been to that one I think once,
Yeah.
maybe twice. But we when I was a kid, I was like 6. My papa went. Now my papa was you're like a big guy. My papa was a very, very big guy.
Yeah.
My papa was like, he pushed I think like 600 pounds at one time. I
Wow.
might be lying, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I know he was pushing 4+.
Oh, wow.
Zeroed out on the 4+.
Yeah.
He was like 6'11", just a big
My
person.
gracious.
And now when he was young, he was in good shape. He was in the military, yada yada. But then as he started getting older, stopped being active and stuff, he got pretty tore up. But we went to Chowking, me, him, our family. That whole side of the family's big, right? And that's why I'm 5'9" and I can put on weight like nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. I get it from that side because my mom's side's small.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the small from.
Yeah.
But so we were sitting there eating, man, and I didn't think nothing of it at the time. But now as an adult, I'm like, oh, we got kicked out.
Did you?
Yeah, they ate and ate and ate and ate and ate, and then finally this Chinese man came to our table, or the owner, I guess, not what I don't know if he's Chinese, Japanese, but he said, "You got to get out of here. It's not all you can. You don't eat everything.
No
You-
more, fat boy.
Yeah, you don't eat everything." And he goes, "Well, it's all you can eat." He says,
Yeah.
"Yeah, all you can eat, but not as much."
Yeah. Wow.
And they kicked us clean out, man.
Wow.
Kicked us out. My granddad said, "We'll never go back." And I, like as a kid, I don't care. Can I
Yeah.
have 50 cents for
Yeah.
the quarter machine? And it was a different time. Now I will say I do got a question for you. I don't know if you'll have anything to touch on this. Back then, you could ride in the bed of your truck. If you were a kid, you could ride shotgun with Pawpaw.
Yeah.
Why is that a ticketable thing now? Why are they writing tickets for that?
Who knows, man? I mean, that, the seatbelt thing probably started it. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you had to start buckling up. But as far as running the back of the truck, can you still do that or no? I don't know.
Well, I was 10, 11, 12 years old,
Yeah.
6 years old, riding
Uh,
back a truck. Oh, I'll tell you a funny story though. So my pawpaw spoilt me, right? If I wanted something, I was getting it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was a great pawpaw. When I was very young, he was a great pawpaw. Shouldn't have spoilt me like he did.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful guy to be around when I was young. Once I got older and started kind of wanting to be my own thing and branch out and do my own stuff, it got a little weird just because I think he was attached, and I think
Yeah.
that made it hard on him to kind of let me be myself. And well, I asked him, I said, "Hey, can I ride on the tailgate?" And he said, "Yeah." And so I hopped in the back of the truck and I hopped on the tailgate and I sat there.
with the tailgate up or down?
Down. There was
Oh.
no tailgate. Okay, so we'll get to it. So we were at my dad's house and my grandpa came to see us. Well, I was going with my pawpaw because I was always with my pawpaw.
Yeah.
So I hopped in Pawpaw's truck. I'm fake driving, yada yada. Well, I hit the gear shifter. It was a Z71 Chevy, the white and black one.
Yep.
Everyone
Oh,
had.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Pretty clean little truck.
Oh, yeah.
I hit the gear shifter and knocked it out of gear. And this was up on the mountain in Fort Payne, not on like Lookout,
Yeah.
but the other side, back behind the courthouse and
Yeah.
stuff. It's a really
Yep.
high one. All right. So, dude, it starts rolling. And I jumped out. I'm like, I don't know. My dad and them start trying to grab it. They can't grab it. It
Oh,
starts
no.
going. And dude, I mean a steep drop. I remember it about clear as day. And it finally hits a tree. Had to take the tailgate off because it was off. It was
Mm.
done. And I just didn't even get whooping. Nothing. My papa said, "It's all right. It's my truck." And I was like, "It's Papa's truck.
That's
It's
right.
okay, man."
That's right.
And so I hop in the car, and it was either that day or weeks later. But I asked him, I said, "Hey, can I ride on the tailgate?" And he said, "Yeah, man, hop back there." And he thought I meant the back of the truck.
Just in the back. That's right.
And so I sat on the tailgate and he goes, "No, hell no, you're going to get hurt. Get in the truck." And like, little kid, I start crying,
Really?
"But Papa, please," because I know Papa can't handle it. But also, Papa had a mean streak. So he let me hop on the back of the tailgate. He let me ride on the tailgate. We was on the dirt road to his house, right? Thing is, I didn't have a shirt on, right? So
I know where this is going.
So he wasn't driving crazy or nothing. He wasn't being mean. He's easing me down, and all of a sudden, boom, bam, hit a little dirt hole, man, and I skidded down that road, and I cried. Oh, and he stopped. He goes, "You all right?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, get in the damn truck." And I got in the truck. He laughed at me. The whole way back to the house. He tried to hide it. Bless his heart, he couldn't do it. But it tore my back up. Not that bad, because like again, he knew I was gonna fall and get hurt, but he's trying to teach me something,
that's right.
And then he'd tell me one time, he said, "Keep your hands in the truck when we're going down the road. You're gonna hurt yourself." And then I tried to grab this weed. And it wasn't a weed, it was briars, man.
Oh no.
Tore my hands up, and I ain't gonna tell him, And it was just my papa was a wild animal, man. He passed 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 5 years ago. Lot rougher on my dad. Him and my dad were close. My dad's a wild animal. He has spurts of greatness, and then he has I don't want to say bad, because I don't mean nothing bad by it, but then he has spurts of like almost like childlike wonder. And I'm like, "Hey, man, what are you doing? What's going on here?" So he was very close to his dad and stuff. What were your parents like?
Yeah, man, that's what I lost my dad last December. Been a year.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my mom and dad, everybody asked if I was spoiled, and I said no, I wasn't spoiled. I had what I needed, not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Big difference. So, but grandparents, I mean,
Oh God,
I had
they'll ruin you.
Oh, and that's the thing. I had, when I was born, I had a great grandmother, a great grandmother, and a great granddaddy, a grandmother, granddaddy, and a mama and a papa.
You're ruined.
So I had grandparents, and
No chance.
my mom, she didn't even have a grandparent. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
But I was very blessed with a bunch of them, and losing them was tough too. But man, when I lost my dad last year, and it was 2022. So, yeah, it was rough. But
I gotta ask, did you sing at his funeral?
No, I did not.
Couldn't?
I couldn't. There's
hard,
no way.
I get it.
But I did sing my grandparents' funeral.
Yeah. They'd have been proud of that.
Yeah, they no, not dad's. I don't think I could have done that, but
I get it.
Yeah, it was I've had a great family, man. I've been blessed.
And don't deserve them a bit.
Oh,
and I'm not saying you're a bad person. I know.
No,
all of us, we don't deserve them a bit, man. I got a great wife, great kids. My world. So for a little while, I'm gonna say it just because we're on the subject of it. But it's important. It's not about me, but it is because we're talking, But for a little bit, I was pretty upset at Trevor Peak for not telling everybody how awesome I am, for getting him to the show and things like that. I was pretty bitter about it.
Yeah.
Just knowing the amount of money I spent, the work I put in, the ass whoopings that I toted. I was pretty doggone about it, and real bitter about it. And I wasn't like just out there bashing him or nothing. That ain't my job, But I was, because I still wanted to do good, But I was I'm pretty upset just after the way everything kind of played out and things like that. And he didn't even have to say my name on TV. Now, recently we started, I was looking for like people to vouch for my abilities to, run a gym and stuff. And Trevor hopped on there and he said something that was the good stuff. And I thanked him for that. And while I'm on the subject, I think the best thing for him as far as fighting would be to see him drop down to 145 while he's young enough to make it. Yeah. They've got, people over there that'll teach you how to eat and do it. And then I don't want to see him fight anywhere except one of two things. I think you put him in Nashville on a Nashville card. And that'd be cool. And a lot of people will come. We'll all go. I think put him on a Nashville card 100%. Yeah. But I think even more important than the Nashville card, because the Nashville card's just going to be a cool thing. That's just going to be a cool thing for everybody to feel good and be out there and be with Trevor. And that's going to be very neat.
And can support him.
Yeah. But I think the best thing possible, I think the next location, I've told him this, I think the next location for his fight should be Brazil. I think you let him fight some dogged up, angry Brazilian that he ain't got to be nice to, that he can't understand a word that dude's saying. All he knows is they're saying you're going to die. Ooh, Valmore, hey.
Yeah.
And he gets to dog up with him. I think if we want to see the best Trevor Peak that we've ever seen, we give him a nasty, mean, angry, ready to roll some Brazilian and put him in Brazil. Run him in Brazil,
That's
son.
good thoughts right there.
And then once he gets that Brazil card in, then take him to Nashville.
Yeah.
Then take him to
Bring him
Nashville.
home.
If you want to see something big and crazy, let him fight some crazy Brazilian in Brazil. Let him run. Let him dog up, son. And then take him to Nashville. And they'll see something wild, man. And that's why I lost my money. But that's my 2 cents on it. But I was very upset that he wasn't like grabbing the mic and telling the AFC thanks. Part of you wants him to say thank you, Sam. But it's a small part of me that wanted him to say thank you, Sam. I don't want to say a small part because humans are very, they're prideful creatures.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of me that wanted him to say thank you, Sam. But really what we needed was for him to, what would have helped a ton, what would still help a ton, as far as like a comeback thing and things like that, would be him saying the AFC put me on the map, put me up, took me out of the ditch. And I mean the literal ditch, because me and him was rolling around fighting each other in the yard, rolling in dog crap when we were 15, 16, 20 years old. Me and him's been drunk, broke windows and fought in his house. And he's all like, we've been fighting since we were kids. We love each other like that. And it's just, that's how it's always been. And I've always told him since we was little, hey, you're that cat up, man. You're up, man. And it was, I wanted him to tell the AFC things. And I got to thinking about it. And to get over the bitterness, what I finally said was like, well, let's say Saturday night's the fight, right? And he goes, hey, I just want to take a second, thank the AFC and Sam McAlpin for what they did. Okay, so we get to say, my Saturday night, if I'm at a bar, I'm not paying for any drinks that night, right?
There you go.
Not paying for a single drink. Sunday, we'll have church, and I'll hear about it a little at church. You see, old Pete said something about you at the fight. Yeah, man, I saw that. It was awesome. That was great, man. While my kids hear it being said on TV, they're gonna think it's cool. Daddy's on TV. They said Daddy's name. I ain't got a free ticket yet, but they said Daddy's name. And then so they're gonna say that, and that. And then Monday, what happens though?
I mean, I think the train's still rolling a little bit though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but what do I gotta do? I gotta go work.
Oh yeah,
I gotta go work Monday.
Oh yeah,
Bank account.
I thought you meant with your with the fight. Yeah,
no, just Monday.
No, you gotta go back to work.
Yeah, Monday I'm back at work.
You're still looking for a forklift driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bank account didn't change.
No.
Kids don't love me no
That's right.
no more, no less.
That's right.
Wife don't love me no more, no less.
That's
She
right.
don't care if somebody says my name on TV. She could care less. And I didn't realize that until I was fighting Manly at Rainsville. I wanted to win so badly that I couldn't stand it. My granny was front row. I was going to clear that cage, and I was going to lose my mind in that crowd. I was going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
And I was going to get rode up and suspended and have a whole trip for it. I was ready. I accepted it. I was wanting it so bad. But the minute I realized how much she loved me was everyone's hugging me and telling me good luck and stuff like this. And like, I'm just trying to get in there and be done. But she came up to me and she kissed me on my mouth. And I could feel by how she kissed me and hugged me that she wanted me to win so badly that she couldn't stand it. Right? So badly that she couldn't stand it. She was trying to like will me to it, And then, but not for her to feel good. Not for her to go, that's my husband, just because she knew I wanted it like that. And that's when I was like, she loves me like that. And I've dropped the ball so much even since then. And I'm trying to get right. And it's this world is a sinful, horrible, just cesspool of sin, man. But that's when I realized my wife really loved me and wanted me to have a good and happy life. So Monday comes, and everybody's telling me at work, dude, y'all see that? Man, did you get the forklift driver yet? But you see that? And so after Monday, it's about done.
Yeah.
It's about over, man.
That's
I got 3 days of feeling cool, can't walk through a doorway with my head kind of big, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Now, one positive thing that can come from that is if we open a gym in the area, people see that. People are going to want a part of that. If we started doing AFC shows again and they find out Trevor's going to be there, people's going to want to be part of that. If we say, hey, we're bringing Trevor's coach out for a seminar and Trevor's coming to sign autographs, hang out, people's going to want to be a part of that. Right. So there's still some positive that comes from it, but not enough for me to be bitter about.
That's right.
I can still go to heaven. I still got a job. I still got wife and kids. And it took me a long time to get there. A long time. It did. About a year, I was bastard, Yeah. And then finally I got to it. I made a lot of good friends doing the AFC and things like that. I met you. I met the guys from Ohio. I met and we don't hang out all the time. We don't talk all the time either. But I met a lot of cool people through it, and a lot of people that vouched for me and my ability as a coach, and more importantly, I think as a promoter. And I'm enjoying that. I took 2 guys to South Carolina a few weeks back. One guy fought a guy that looked like he might be a little bigger than him. He kicked him in the head, lit him up a little bit. He lost by sub in the second. And my other guy, he's a 16-year-old kid. He fought another kid there from what they said was like the best kickboxing gym in the area. And God let him get him a little finish in front of everybody, which was cool.
Yeah.
And but I cried like a baby the whole way there. And I was in my car by myself. My wife let me go, and everybody ain't never even heard this story. My wife let me go up there to corner room, and I just drove by myself. And like I've been going through it with God for a year now. I told Kenny Young, I said, I wish God would snatch me up by my belt and my neck and shake me around and make me right. And then Kenny said, well, he'll do it. And I said, well, I'll take that back because it'll be something crazy if he does it. He said, it's too late. And I was like, oh, okay. And sure enough, it's been a year of just, my shortcomings and just trying to get past them. And so I'm on the way there. And like I'm crying, just thanking God for letting me go, be around to fight again, because I miss it. I miss it very, very dearly. And it was good. We got to pray before the fights. We got to pray after. We don't pray for victory. I tell them we pray to be tough. Samson, you know what his last prayer was? Dude, okay. I didn't know this either. Now, Samson was kind of a wild man. He shouldn't have been doing what he was doing with Delilah, but God did bless him with a lot of strength to smash some people out. Yeah. They got the hair off, Delilah did. He got weak. They took him into the temple. And his last prayer to God was, please let me be strong one more time. Please let me be strong one more time. Oh, God, son. And now if you have any kind of career at all, you're asking God to be strong multiple times. And part of it's a little selfish.
Oh, yeah.
He knew he was going to die, and he was going to tear down that whole temple when he did it. And just knowing that his last prayer was, let me be tough one more time is that's wild, man, because he's like, we're gonna die today, and that's crazy. But what we do is we pray to be tough, eyes to see things, a body that's willing to do, and a brain that can make it do it, and then to be tough, because you're not gonna win every fight. It don't work like that. And if you're praying to God for victory in an MMA fight, right? Can He give you victory for sure? Yeah. But I would, but I would almost bet. He can 100%, but I would almost bet there's so much more important stuff that he's like, you're playing a sport. You're playing a sport.
That's right.
I mean, I can fortify you and, let you,
right.
But I can't, because they had, say both people are praying for victory.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Can't answer them both.
No, what are you talking about? No, he's gonna unless he gets the double knockout.
Yeah.
You ever seen one of those? They both prayed extra hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they had a lot of people on their side.
Oh, dude,
a lot of prayers going
he
up.
knocked it out. He's like, okay. Yeah. But I think you can pray to be tough and get some of that, get that. But I think winning the fights always can come down to who kind of trained harder and is more athletic. Yeah. And so how did you get into watching fights?
Man, I've always enjoyed it. Growing up, my dad used to take me to and I know we are talking about how our age difference, but they used to have like tough men fights in Gadsden.
Yep.
Like where people would fight 2 or 3 times a night.
Now, did you see Willett? No, you said your dad took you.
Yeah, Dad,
okay, I got you. I'm listening.
Dad used to take me, and it would be like it'd be like your forklift driver coming to fight tonight,
Yeah.
And it was and I was always just been intrigued by it, and then of course watched it on TV, and the old UFC was like crazy.
Yeah, it's a different time.
Oh, I mean,
BJ Penn licking blood off his gloves.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, it was
we've never seen anyone else do that.
Even further back than that, you had like I can't remember their names now, but you had this one guy who was huge, probably 350, 400, fighting people 150 pounds, 200 pounds.
Yeah,
I mean, there was like no rules.
Well, you had Kimo Leopoldo go against Hoist Gracie.
That might have been it. Yeah,
Super Jack guy.
Yeah. I mean, so you had all that kind of always intrigued me, and then I started hearing about your shows, and I was like, man, that would be. Do you remember when your first show was? I mean, no, you probably do, but I was just trying to remember when I got to actually go, because it was, during Oaklees time.
Find out for sure.
But I started hearing about your stuff, and I've always been big on, supporting local and, supporting people doing their thing, and but then I, got to watch all your stuff, and
I'm gonna tell you when that was.
Right.
Go ahead, I'm listening to that.
And so yeah, I mean I've always just had a thing for watching it, and you know, I've got a cousin that's fought for you. You know,
Who's-
Trey Slaton.
Oh yeah, okay. I know y'all were related.
Yeah. Trey's
Okay.
granddad and my granddad were brothers.
Okay.
So yeah, we're I
Now,
love Trey.
okay, I think Trey's pretty clean. Now me and him, we butt heads some. There's some stuff I don't agree with, and
Yeah.
he knows that, and I'm not gonna bash. I don't have to.
Yeah.
Trey's been very polite to me. Invited me to his wedding. We just have disagreements on some things. It's normal. I do think he's a good martial artist. I think he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is the fight between him and Steven, I don't think it's getting. Hey, Mama, let that dog in, please. I don't think that fight's getting near the attention it deserves.
No, I've wondered. I mean,
Near the
I've
attention it
not
deserves.
heard very much about it.
So what I will say, and people can say I'm not humble, and I'm saying this as humbly as possible. People can watch a fight anywhere. You can go to a school and watch a fight. You can go to a bar and watch a fight. You can get two people out here in my backyard and have a fight. Where fights turn into big things, where fights turn into big crazy things. The 300 Spartans, right? 300 people lost to a whole bunch of Persians, right?
Yeah.
Who cares? No one really cares.
No.
But one guy told that story. One guy told the story, made it more than 300 dudes got smoked out by a million dudes.
Right.
One guy turned it into, well, they did it for their kingdom, and they all did the extra, the flash, the glitz, the glamour. It takes something like that. You can have a great fight, but if you don't know how to tell a story, it doesn't really matter.
That's right.
Trevor was fighting people years and years and years before I ever put him on a show. Years, and no one cared. They were just like, look at that guy, he's gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Loser, dude. We started telling the story. We started adding to it. Every person on the card got the same treatment. They all got the same story. It's just the goal for us was to be the first one was to get Trevor up, and then if we can get a local up, we can get everybody up. We can get it. But what were we on? It was what were we on? What were we talking about? Trey. I don't think that fight's getting the attention it deserves. I think because no one's preaching about it. You got to preach about it. If it was that, I tried to get that fight, and they told me no because they trained together. There's some show, Made Men, that has the fight, and they're just not promoting it like that. And that's my opinion. If they disagree, I'd love to talk to them about it. We can debate that, But the fact of the matter is, there's like 4 shares on that fight and like 6 comments. What? That's a good fight.
They need to blow it up.
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
They're evenly matched. They should be getting them interviews head to head. They're both pretty close in the rankings. They should be doing a lot. They should be doing. That's a good fight. Now, people can say, well, they just don't sell a ton of tickets. That's your job to help them get there.
Yeah.
So when we had Jacob Harrell and Tyler Langford, they didn't sell a lot of tickets. Neither one of them did. Now they both sold some tickets for sure, but neither one of them sold anything like a Trevor or a Cody Shelton or a Mike Phillips or a Devin Davis did, or yada yada yada. But the difference in Tyler Langford, Jacob Harrell, and those people that I mentioned, they're older. They've already had athletic careers. They're still doing their stuff. They're Trevor was kind of the star of the show at the time. So but he still had to build to that. So what my goal was to let Tyler and Jacob fight 3 times. Let them fight the first time, put them in the main event, which we did. And I tried to add a little extra. I told the story good. Jacob did his part at the weigh-ins, man, doing that little extra stuff. He did a great job. Tyler, did his job on Facebook and stuff. They was doing a job, but that's how you build the fan base. The second time, now what I wanted to do at that show was I went up to the cops and asked them, and they said yes. But then when I went to the commission, they told me no. What I wanted before they fought, just again to get the extra, because we're trying to help them build their fan base now. That's my job, is to build the next group. We've got Trevor built. Cool. Let's start on the next group. So I went to the commission and I said, hey, can we take the cops in there as like before their fight, like Mike Tyson back in the day, have them in there, for the face off, just in case. And they told me no. I'm like, man, you're robbing me of things and ideas that we have. We should just be able to do whatever work we want. We paid the cops. They want to do it. Let's let them get a cool little face off, before the fight, and they're dogged up. It'd have been cool. They wouldn't let me do that. We didn't get the second or the third fight. I think that could have turned into a very good trilogy. I think it would have went Jacob Tyler, and then the third one would have been a toss up.
Yeah.
The third one would have been a toss up, because you fight somebody 3 times, man, it's going to get wild. So now, you said Oakley earlier. Now you said in her time, she's okay, bro.
Yeah, she's doing great, man. She's
so we all seen a lot about that story. Tell us that story a little bit.
Oh, well, it started probably around week 30, I guess, of waiting on her. They discovered that through a sonogram that she had a heart defect called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and which means, I call it Geraldine terminology. It means you've built a house and you need water on both sides of the house, and you realize it don't have any water going to the left side. So you have to figure out how to get water to the left side. So her heart didn't develop on the left side. So that is made up of 3 surgeries to correct that. The first surgery is within the first week of birth. The second one is 7 to 10 months old. And then the third surgery is like 5 to 7. I'm probably not getting these numbers right because it's been a while, but so they did the first surgery. She was 3 days old. It did pretty good, as expected, I guess, as you could expect. But she her second surgery didn't go good at all. Before her second surgery, she was 33 days old. She actually went into cardiac arrest.
God, it's wild.
Mm-hmm. She went into cardiac arrest at day 33. And the crazy part about that is I'd actually came home to bring our stuff home from the hospital because we were going to get to come home on day 35.
Oh, man.
And we thought we were going to get to come home and stay till she was, ready for her next surgery, which is, supposedly, I think at the time they told us 7 to 9 months old. Well, I brought all her stuff home. I was standing in my kitchen. I'll never forget. Her mom called and she was like, "Hey, you might want to come back down here." And I was like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, what's happening?" She said, they've all came in and I had to leave the room. And so the next call I got was from the doctor, and the doctor said, "You need to come back down here." And I was like, "Well, I know I just talked to her mom, but what's happening?" And she was like, "You just need to get back down to here, get down to the hospital."
That's rough.
And I said, "Well, can you tell me if she's alive?" And she was like,
I'm
"Yeah, she's alive, but you just need to get down here." So I'm on my way back down there. And when I left, I actually have a video of me holding her, and she has no cords on her. She's not hooked to any monitors. I mean, we're getting ready to go home in 2 days. And when I get back down there, she's on life support, what they call ECMO machine. And she was on ECMO for 7 days. So she was actually, we didn't know. That's the first time in her whole like Oaklees journey, as we call it. That's the first time that they actually said, "We don't know if she's going to make it," and here I was. I've got 3 older daughters, and they're all healthy.
Yeah,
so
never
this
even
was
dealt
the
with
first.
that.
Oh goodness, no, nothing like it. And they'll come in and they look you in the face and say, we don't know if she'll still be here tomorrow.
That's wild.
And that's.
Did you pray a lot?
Oh my goodness, man! And that's you're talking about getting your life right and stuff. That's really, for somebody. I mean, I've always said I'm a decent human being. I'm a sinner. But
Yeah.
but I'm a saved sinner. And that's
Amen.
important. So,
God is good.
yeah, man. So, at that point, you'll try to make deals with God about anything. God, if you'll just this, I'll just that. Or whatever. And that seeing her on life support was so. I mean, that was an eye opener for me because she's out. I mean, she's got a machine doing her everything. I mean, and to see this, she had a tube laying. They had her backwards in the bed, and see this tube coming out with blood coming out, going through this machine, and then sending it right back into her body. It's beating her heart. It's making her organs function. It's doing all the things. And when she when she came off life support, they realized that she'd had a stroke while she was on life support, and her right arm was drawn. Her right arm was drawn up, and her right leg was drawn up, and that's when they first started talking about, we don't know if she'll ever be able to walk. We don't know if she'll be able to talk. Just all the things. And when they got her off life support and realized that they didn't know what the stroke had affected, honestly, and said they didn't know. They didn't know for how long that it would be, and so we might not know for 4 or 5 years what it's done to her. But then, as as it got her off life support and months had passed, and you'd see her moving her arm, you'd see her moving
That's
her
cool,
leg,
man. That's
and
cool.
you're like, well, maybe, and then speech, can she be able to talk again? We don't know. Well, we started doing sign language, so she learned thank you, please, more, drink, all done.
Titty milk.
Yeah, so all the things. And when they did the second surgery, they said, we did it. It's not good. I mean, so
What do you mean? They said they did it, but it's not good.
so
They didn't do good, or it's just rough.
well, it's just the surgery didn't work like they wanted it to. As a matter of fact, they almost reversed it and went back and did the first surgery again. And so and the doctor said, if something don't change overnight, said we're going to have to go back in there and do something because this is not going to work. And so he came back in the next morning and he said, things look better, not good, but better. And we're going to just watch her. Anyway, long story short, that second surgery never did do what they wanted it to. And we had a talk with the life team, the end of life team, I should say, on December the 9th of 2020. And they said, if a heart doesn't become available soon, they didn't date it. They just said soon, we're going to have to decide whether y'all want her to live her life out at the hospital or do y'all want to take her home to pretty much to die. And, looking back, I told the lady that day, I said, it's a hard prayer to pray. My daughter needs a heart transplant. So that means another kid is going to have to die. So how selfish is that I'm going to sit here and pray, please, Lord, give my daughter a heart.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is go kill a kid.
Yeah.
And I told the lady, I said, that's going to be a hard prayer to pray. And she said, well, look at it this way. She goes, most decent human beings think the way you're thinking right now. But also think about it this way. If Oakley didn't need a heart, that kid's still going to pass away.
Oof.
And I was like, well, I get it, but that's still hard to say.
Yeah.
My kid needs a heart. I hope you find him one, And so anyway, that was on the 9th of December. And we got the call on the 11th. So 2 days later, they call us and say, we found a heart for Oakley.
Wow.
And, the feeling then was like, that's awesome. But the first thing I thought of was there's a family somewhere that's not celebrating this.
Yeah.
And that was probably the hardest part of the whole thing was accepting this is what my kid has to have to live, but that's a hard thing to ask for,
Yeah.
And so she got her heart on 12/12/2020, which is what that tattoo is about.
That's cool, man.
The new heart covering up the old heart.
That's
and
cool.
Then it's got the date.
That's a rough go.
Yeah, man. And then this, John 13:7. So when Jesus said, you don't know what I'm doing today, but someday you'll understand.
I like that.
And that kind of sums up her whole thing. You question, I've said this several times. If somebody had came to me on July the 19th of 2020, the day before she was born, and said, all right, and they put a book down in front of me and said, you can start reading this or you can look through the pictures, but here's what's about to happen in your life. I'd be like, no, man.
No way. No, thank you.
There's no way that I can sit here and watch my kid on life support.
No.
There's no way I can walk in and see my kid. I mean, like after her first surgery, there was a piece of, I call it saran wrap, but I'm sure there's a medical term. Everybody's screaming it right now, but
yeah.
Over her chest was open. Like there's about this big on her little chest with a piece of tape over it. And you could sit there and watch and her heart beating. You could see her heart like right there.
It's crazy.
But man, she's 3 years old. She's had her heart 3 years.
Don't seem that long.
I know.
I mean, no, it seems longer to me. I mean, it seems longer.
Well, it depends on, there's some things I look back and think, gosh, that was just yesterday. But then I think about, she was in Children's Hospital for 205 days.
That's a year.
I mean,
it's like, how is she, man? She's walking around. I see that.
Yeah, that's as a matter of fact, two days ago, it was a year that so when she first started walking, so she was on all kind of therapy and all this.
Yeah, no doubt.
All the therapists would come and they was like, look, she's got it. She's going to do it when she's ready to do it. You know, they're wanting to teach her how to do this. And they're like, you know, let's teach her how to ride a tricycle. Well, one of her legs didn't work as good as the other one. So what they did was they figured out a way to tie Crocs on the pedals of the tricycle. So you just put her feet in.
She can go.
And then she can, and you push her, and then she sees how her feet's supposed to go.
She's
and
like,
her
I got
feet
that.
can't come off. So, you know, it's anyway, a lot of cool things. The therapy team was awesome, but they were like, you know, she's going to get it. She's going to get it. So I guess the coolest story about things she did was we were leaving Children's Hospital. She was on a walker, and she could wear a walker out. I mean, she could maneuver it around, and just cool because it was a little bitty walker. You can imagine a little 2-year-old
kid walker.
Yeah. So we're leaving Children's Hospital one day, and she's behind me. I'd always stay a few feet in front of her to keep her walking, you know, and she just stops. And I turned around and I said, Oakley, come on, babe, we got to go. She shook her head no. And I said, you know, Daddy told you? She shook her head no. And I said, well, what are you doing? And she went like this. All done.
Yeah.
All done in sign language. I said, are you all done walking? Do you want Daddy told you? She shook her head no. And I said, what are you all done with? And she went and touched her walker. And I said, well, come on. And she walked off and left her walker sitting there.
That's cool, man.
And, you know, and I was just like, I wanted to shout and I wanted to squall. And so here I am crying, trying to get my.
Hang on. I was trying to play you a good one. I can't find.
The cream will rise to the top.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I was trying to get you one.
Yeah. And so, you know, she was like, she started walking, and here I was trying to get my phone out to record her walking and grab the walker without making a big deal because I didn't want to freak her out. You know?
Yeah.
And she walked probably 100 feet to the elevator. And then when she got to the elevator, she saw the little crack and she just stopped. And I was like, come on, you can do it. And so she sits down on the floor and crawls over the crack and then stands back up in the elevator.
That's wild, man.
So
that's cool.
She's been walking ever since. She runs, and she's, you know,
she looks super healthy now.
Yeah, she's doing so good. She's
now, is she going to be sign language forever? Or is she going to?
No, she's talking.
That's cool, man. That's all cool.
Yeah, she'll still like if you give her something, I'll say, or she'll ask for something, I'll say please, and she'll say peace, and she'll rub her chest because that's please, you know, sign language. Goodness. So, and
now, what do you think? What do you think she ends up doing? What's she gonna do? She's gonna play sports. What's she like right now?
You know, she loves music. I don't know of another kid in America you can say, "What's your favorite song?" and she'll say, "Ice Ice Baby."
Oh God.
Yeah. So I said, you know, I've told people, you know, you tell me in 1993 that, hey, in 2023, 2024, you're gonna be tired of Ice Ice Baby again. And I'm like, what? Why would I be listening to that in 2023?
Oh, okay. I get it.
But she loves it. I mean, we listen to it every day, at least 4 or 5 times a day.
She don't like Taylor Swift?
You know, I've not introduced her to that yet. She's more of a.
You hear those cops?
She does like older out. Well, I mean, she does.
NWA?
Yeah. Anything that she can clap to and bob her head, she loves.
That's
it.
cool,
And,
man.
Yeah, it's.
Did you hear them cops?
Oh, they at the door driving by.
Probably at the door. Probably at the door.
But yeah, she's a. Maybe she'll play sports. I don't know that I know before she had a heart transplant, I asked the question, what is her limitations, you know? And with the hypoplastic left heart syndrome, you know, she couldn't play any contact sports, which
she's a girl,
you know, whatever. And then, you know, even basketball might have been too rough. And then, you know, they said they don't recommend hypoplastic females having babies either, you know. Wow. And I know that's a long way down the road, but you know, I still think about that kind of stuff. You know, she's gonna look at my other 3 daughters and think, you know, why is my chest messed up? You know, why is I have all these scars? You know,
that's a rough go. You worry about with that.
And there's counseling for all that stuff too. You know, even we had to go through. Me and her mom had to sit through counseling to the transplant stuff. And
I know that was so stressful.
It was. I mean, it was rough, but you know, looking back, I can assure you that it made me a better person, stronger person, and you know, I just don't, you know, I don't thank God enough for it, but
Amen.
You know, He knows I'm thankful for it, and you know, she's touched more lives than probably most preachers.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
I can see that because like y'all end up with a pretty crazy following, right?
Oh yeah, there's several people. She has a Facebook page. She called Oaklees Journey.
Yeah.
And I, I don't update as much as I did.
Because
But
man, she's good. She's living. Y'all gotta enjoy that.
oh yeah. She just loves things. She loves people.
When she's old enough to like talk and sit, you should bring her on. We'll talk to her.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, she's wide open. She loves people. She's probably my best greeter at the restaurant. She hears the little ding on the door, she'll run wherever she's at. And I guess I have a bad habit of saying, "Hey, buddy," that's my thing, I guess. "Hey, buddy," and now she does it. Man, woman, child, whatever. They walk in, she says, "Hey, buddy,"
That's
or
cool.
"Bye, buddy."
That's all right.
Yeah, but she's been through a lot, but it's been a lot of lessons learned, but it's been crazy.
Super tough kid, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't imagine. Don't want to.
Yep.
Been lucky and blessed that everyone's okay and safe. And I get a little aggravated sometimes at them.
Oh goodness, we all do that.
And sometimes I'm just like, they're just kids.
Yeah.
They don't know they're annoying.
But how many times can we say that?
Yeah, like stop.
You're just a kid.
A guy at church said the other day. He said we were talking about getting on to them sometimes, you know. And he said, yeah, they need to be got on to sometimes. He said, and I've got on to mine a lot, and I had to get away from that. He said, but sometimes they need it. He said, but sometimes they just deserve a little grace. And I'm like, oh God,
yeah,
you right, son, you right. Because if Jesus can sit there and give us what He gives us, and our kid just crying too much, we gotta learn to chill. Because dude, that crying gets me. The crying and the screaming, I can't do it. I'll scream with you.
Yeah.
I squeezed a juice box one day in the car. The kid, okay, so we gave the kid a juice box. Kenna, the 2-year-old, we gave her a juice box, and I gave her the juice box. It's what she wanted was the juice box, and she wanted to ride shotgun. We're gonna get a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Get up front. Stop crying. She would not stop crying, and so finally I was like, here, and I squeezed the juice box, juice everywhere, and she cried for a second, and then she looks at me, she goes, and tears still coming, she goes, ha, 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 sorry, Daddy. And I'm like, okay. And now there's like a big, huge apple juice stain in the roof of my car. She is an insane person. I'll tell her, whoop Mama, we're just playing, right? We're just kidding. She'll whoop Daddy. I'll say, no, whoop Mommy instead. Whoop Mommy. Yeah. Well, the other night, she whooped me, and I said, whoop Mommy instead. And Vicky, we're laying in the bed, and she goes, and she goes, whoop Mom, bam, and she jacked her whole jaw. And we were like, well, no, and we laughed because like she didn't hurt or nothing, but we also let her know, hey, that's not cool, man. That we whoop on the leg or the belt, and you want to do it if Mommy says to do it. But they're all pretty darn good kids. Every one of them, they've all got something good they can do. You see that painting over there?
Yeah,
the big wood one, the wood one on the wall.
Right Last Supper?
No, right above the fireplace.
Oh yeah, the tree.
Okay, so Kira's 12. She did that.
Wow.
I patched up the wood and stuff. Bought another piece, put it up. She did that. Those other 3, one of each kids did those for like Christmas. They got like a thing for Christmas from Uncle Corey, and then Carol Richie Hawkins is watching. I don't know Carol, but thank you, Carol. Nice to meet you, ma'am. And so Kira's a very good artist, though. She used like 5 pounds of hot glue the other day. She shouldn't have used so much glue, and we're all pretty upset about it because like everyone else wanted to use the hot glue too.
Yeah.
But she used like 5 pounds of hot glue, and I'm not exaggerating, is the thing. And she formed it into like an animal creature, like a moth or it was a snail is what it was.
Okay.
And then she fashioned toilet paper on top of it for the shell. She did all of it with hot glue and toilet paper. She's really good at stuff. Kate is a dancer. She's got she can groove. She's got rhythm to her. She'll
get it from you or Mama?
I'm the redneck skin a little bit. I can cha-cha a hair, but as far as like real dancing, I don't got it. But I can get the vibe going. You know? But she'll dance. And then Shannon Shelton said she's watched too. Thank you for joining, Shannon. And then we've got Connor, and she's just a princess. We're not sure what all her talents are, but for a little while she would go ha 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 ha, like from like a Disney movie, and we don't know what her talents are yet. Yeah. She's a little model, you know. She's a hoot. She's a great energy to be around. And then Kenna's mean. That's all we know about her right now, is that she's mean as a snake, and it's good. I can't get none of them to train. Now Connor can throw a head kick. for
Okay.
sure. She's 7 years old, and if some kid was to be mean that's at least her height or a little taller, she would kick them in the head. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. But I can't get them to train with any regularity. I
Mhm.
can't get them to pick that up. And I guess kinda. Oh, dude, I watched Iron Claw yesterday.
Haven't seen it.
You know the story though.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
god,
Yeah.
the Von Erichs, man.
Yeah.
Watched it by myself while the kids watched Migration. The movie had me all in my feelings, man. I had like 3 seltzers while I was watching it, you know, and had me all in my feelings just about like fight stuff and promoting and being a good dad. And
Yeah.
it's a good movie. Go watch it at
I need to
Lucas
do that.
Cinema
I
in
need-
Albertville.
yeah.
Lucas Cinema in Albertville.
That's the plug.
Yeah, there. And that's free. I just like their.
Do
I
you-
like their theater.
Is it hard to stay awake because it's so comfortable?
No, I'm enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
What the seats recline, they're
I know,
heated.
man.
I lay back and I enjoy, man. It is.
I definitely don't heat my seat though. Ooh.
Oh, I can give me a blanket. It's great.
Yeah.
And then have a few drinks. I hang out. You know, buy your candy before you go because it's
yeah.
going to be insane. Now refills are free.
On the drinks and popcorn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Popcorn's not free, but drink refills are free. So what is we're about to finish up? What is the next plans for Country Case? What's the plans moving forward for the
We're
Yum
actually
Yum Tree?
playing tonight. Playing
What?
tonight in Coleman at Goat Island Brewery.
Goat Island's so cool, man.
Yeah,
They let us do it. They let us do a podcast with them
Really?
one time. It was their
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, they're fantastic people.
Dude.
I love them all.
So tonight, Country Case.
Mhm.
What time?
Started about 7.
Tonight, Country Case, Goat
Mhm.
Island Brewery in Coleman.
That's
Such
right.
a cool place.
Yep.
The beer is delicious. They got a pineapple beer. They got a blood orange beer.
Yeah.
They got a regular beer. I don't think they have liquor. Doesn't matter.
No,
The
it's
beer
just
is
a brewery, and
delicious.
they have a food truck coming tonight, and that's what's cool. We did it a couple of times where we carried our food truck and played music.
Oh,
So
God.
yeah, it was a fun time. So busy, but so I would y'all come out. Kids kid friendly. There's little games they can play and stuff, and then next weekend we're playing. Let's see, I think next weekend playing the Easy Street in Center.
Easy
Have
Street.
you ever been there?
It sounds
very
familiar.
very cool place.
I'll have to check it out if
yeah,
not. But
yeah.
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, and then playing the Warehouse in Scottsboro.
207. When are you doing that?
It'll be the last Saturday.
Now that I
Yeah.
should almost for sure be able to come out
Yeah.
to. I might even try to
Yeah.
talk the wife and them into going to Goat Island tonight since there's
Yeah.
going to be food.
Yeah.
And then, but Goat Island tonight at 7.
7 o'clock.
Dude, go check it out.
Yep,
It's an
it's
awesome
fun.
place. It's so cool. And then what about Yum Yum Tree? How do they get in touch with you for catering and food and things like that?
We're open Monday through Friday. My cell phone number is all over the place, 256-738-6283. And we're catering, full service catering. We can set it up, take it down, serve it, drop it off, whatever it needs to do.
That's
and,
cool, man. One more time on the phone number.
256-738-6283 is my personal cell phone number. So
There you go.
just
And
let
if
me
you have a
know.
hard time with the number, let me know. We'll get that to you. That way they can get you some food.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the time so much
Hey,
today, man. I
it's
thought it
always
was
a
awesome.
pleasure, Sam. Appreciate you.
Dude, yeah, we'll do this again. Watch, we're going to
Absolutely.
close it off. Thank y'all for watching.